Bonjour! Here we are in week 6. Just admiring the view up here. Not me, the view. So this week we finally got started on mixing the lime plaster. I say we, Ben. Which is really exciting because it's starting to feel like we are building something now.
I'm going to make some lime putty ready for repointing that wall. So in a minute I've got 1 part water in the bucket and I'm just going to get half the air lime, shove it in, it'll get a bit warm so I might shove it outside a little bit. There, perhaps. I'll get quite warm, we did on the course anyway. Give it a quick mix and that should be our putty. I'll leave that to rest for an hour or two while I chip away at some of the wall and then make up my mix. So now I've got my lime putty, it's better to leave it at least a couple of hours before we use it so it's more silky smooth. So this is the wall I'm going to repoint. As you can see there's some quite deep holes already where some of the mortar's come out. No, I'm no structural engineer but that's probably not great. I mean some of them are alright. But to be on the safe side I am going to just do a little bit, repoint, a little bit more, repoint. I'm going to do it that way I think, just so the wall doesn't fall down. Might be an overreaction, but better to be safe than sorry. As I started chipping away, most of the wall was pretty sound, so I just decided to go for it, remove all the old mortar and just get it repointed. Yesterday I slaked the lime for the first time. As you can see, I dug it all out, so I seem to give it a bit of a dampening now. The digging out, that did take some time though. Pretty much all yesterday afternoon I spent. So get a good brush out now, probably a bit of a hoover, and then I'm going to give a go at repointing. Never repointed before, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully it'll all go pretty smoothly.
So my job this afternoon is to try and clear out some of this front garden because I really want a compost heap. It's a very, very messy back here and I'm just looking at it and thinking, do I wait till winter comes when the things have all died off? So let's have a look at it. So messy. There's just rubbish everywhere. It's a challenge and a half. I think I might do it. Let's get some gloves.
So I forgot to press record. Just wet the area that I'm going to attempt to point first. So see what happens. Caveat this, I've never done it before, but from what I can tell, actually look off. Just throw them that one, y'alls. So the mortar should stick to your trowel without slumping, which I say that does. What I've seen online, it doesn't appear to be that difficult. So, let's get going. There, finished. What do we think? It's been better, isn't it? Obviously I need to come out a bit more with it, it's not quite deep enough, but because some of them are quite a deep recess. I'll rate now for 2 to 3 centimetres. What's that, about 10 mil? 5 mil? Yeah, so I don't want to go too deep straight away. I mean, that on there, like a cabin. Yeah, it's quite therapeutic. So I'll probably do one pass now and then probably go up a bit and then yeah, come back down again when it's a bit more tacky. So yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this. So any constructive criticism, be welcomed. But be nice. I am in the B room. Sorry, Kev, go find your ball. Today I'm finishing off the pointing in the B room. We're using lime, mortar, so I need to make some putty up. So we've got some airline, 1 part that to 2 part water to make a putty. And it's a lot cheaper to do it this way than it is just to buy putty. You know, that bag works out at about 60 cents a bag. 1 bag of that will make 90 litres of putty. A kilogram of putty, for instance, is about 3 or 4 euros per kilo, where this works out about 60 cents, and it over doubles in volume. It does get hot when it reactions, so you need one of them good sturdy buckets, not the normal ones. You need these thick, I think they're made out of car tyres or something. Right, so 2 to 1. I can't remember which way around it says. You should never mix something with something. Away, dogwag. Science experiments happening here. Give that a mix. You might see it steam and bubble a little bit, but that's perfectly normal. I'll give it a thought. So that's for later on. And then now, so pre-mixed putty. Let's get a quick snapshot of it for you. So that's gone in first. That's the putty I made the other day. As you can see, just lime putty. For the mortar mix, it's a very dry mix because this putty is already like 50-60% water. So add sand to it first, 2.5 to 3 times by volume, not by weight, of the sand we're using. 2mm down plastering sand we're going for. And then just see how moist it is really. See if you need to add any water to it or not. Again, it's by volume, not by weight. And that was about 3/4 of a bucket. So I want 2 or 3 buckets of sand really. On. So this is the consistency we're looking for mortar. So you can put it into a ball. That's what we're going to shove into all the nooks and crannies. So we're repointing this wall because this is going to be our feature wall. I'm by far an expert at repointing. However, what I've done so far has seemed to work. I'm a little bit out of breath, but I've just brought a bucket full of mortar from mixing outside, and it weighs approximately 14 tonne. So I've dug out all the mortar, as you can see, all the old stuff to a good, like that distance really. So I brushed it all out, just need to give it a quick hoover now, and then I'm going to spray it. You want to wet the walls so they're shiny but not like sodden. What you don't want to do is when you put your fresh mortar on, for the suction in the brick, just to suck all the moisture straight out, because then it'll crack. This is what I did the other day. You don't want to worry too much about the neatness because you're going to brush it in afterwards. So you leave it, I don't know, with anything between half an hour and an hour and a half, 2 hours, just till it's gone, so you can press it with your thumb. And it indents but it doesn't like stick to your thumb or come out or anything. Then you brush it back into the joints, get all the top off, and then I think it looks really nice so far. There's a bit of tidying up to do, but rest of the wall to do now. So obviously always work from top to bottom because this is going to run down. You don't want the dirty water mucking up your nice new pointing. I missed a bit there.
What are you doing, Ben? It's like smoothing out buttercream on a cake. Isn't it?
Yeah. So after raked it all out, and obviously now made me mix, moistened up the walls, and it's a case of just filling it back up again, really.
It's easy as that.
I found it's a little bit easier to try and push it in rather than smear it. Whether that's actually right or not, I'm not sure. Move your bucket to where you're working, because I tend to drop more than I put on. And then just use a trowel as like a little platform just to slide it off and in. Look. So once you've got it like that, you don't worry too much about how neat it looks, and you come back with a brush afterwards and like brush it in, which gets rid of what gets you nice neat edges. Yeah. Not that I know how to point, but that's how I've been doing it. Any questions, let me know. Practically a professional.
He's a professional pointerer. Hello, I haven't pressed record. I'm just in the middle of peeling off this lovely, beautiful wallpaper. Unfortunately, it couldn't stay because it's already in tatters. So I've just wet the paper, which was my idea to make it easy to pull it down. Wallpaper, I think, has been here for a very long time.
Are we?
That's the comment.
What you should say now?
Well, I'm not going to refuse to bring me out.
It's for same time, right?
Although it does make it look like there's mold patches on it. Oh my god, I can't believe that. It's gone. I'll leave it like that.
Oh no, you just bits of paper. Yeah. Pretty skim there. Yeah. Good. I'm pleased.
Sweet. Hey Ben, what are you doing?
Well, I've just mixed the insulating plaster up.
Yeah.
And I'm about to put it on the wall.
What have you got in there?
So this is a mixture between NHL 3.5, airline, and Perlite. 1 pint binder to 2.5 pint parts. The aggregate, which in our case is Perlite for installation.
So if you can
Insulation.
explain to people like me what are the, NHL 3.5 is, Perlite, no idea.
Well, I can. So airlime is like limestone ground up, baked at like 1,000 degrees or something, which turns it into airlime, which is basically just calcium, gets rid of all like the carbon and whatnot, into a powder. Then when you add the water, that rehydrates it, and that's your airlime, but that will stay like that forever. That hardens with air, pulls carbon back out of the air. With the NHL, they add a amount of like clay, burnt clay, which hardens it, so that'll harden irrespective of water on that. Something like that. Anyway, so that makes up your 1 pint binder. And then normally you do sand as an aggregate, but we're having insulating plaster, so we've used Perlite. So it'll provide insulating. And it's better than like the plasterboard. In many ways, although the insulated properties aren't quite as high when you do it on paper side by side, like this will act as a big thermal mass as well, so when we heat it during the day, it will release the heat back again during the night, whereas the other stuff just stops heat escaping, but as soon as there's no heat, then there's no heat. I don't think I explained that very well.
And if you're still awake at this point, hello!
So, got my first mix, got it here. Wall's kind of wet, but it is wet, kind of. Good. Give it a go. I've done this for a while. One wall plastered, another wall plastered. That was yesterday, and the day before, the afternoon before, managed to get them two done. Ooh. This is the finished repointed wall, and I think it looks tremendous. So this is the insulating lime plaster that you've seen me use. It's made of it's got perlite in it. So this is the first layer, which you can see, well, it's meant to be about 20mm thick. In some places it's a bit thicker. 20 to 25mm thick. Then the second coat will be the same again, and that'll give us the 40 to 50mm insulation we're looking for. Which is quite a lot, we think, which will keep us lovely and warm in the winter and lovely and cool in the summer. So that's that one done, that wall to go, and then it'll be on to this room.